You've heard of Austin and Boise, but what if I told you 3 American cities could be the next big thing in real estate, and almost nobody's watching? In the next 5 years, these towns could explode. Jobs, factories, families, everything. And if you're paying attention now, you're early. Today I'm showing you why they're booming, what's driving the momentum, and why smart investors are quietly circling these areas before the crowds show up. Huntsville is no longer just the city that built rockets. It's the city building America's future. Think about this. Every time defense contracts are awarded, every time aerospace companies expand, every time the federal government increases operations at Redstone Arsenal, that's more people coming in with high-paying, stable jobs. And when a city is anchored by industries the government depends on, that's long-term firepower. This isn't temporary hype. Huntsville's economy is built on engineering, research, aeronautics, orbital systems, and defense technologies. These are sectors that don't disappear. They expand, they evolve, and they create wave after wave of demand. More engineers, more federal workers, more private contractors, and these aren't minimum wage jobs. These are careers, salaries, and long-term residents. That's why Huntsville's real estate demand doesn't just spike, it stays and it grows. If you're looking for a market where stability matters, Huntsville's job base makes it one of the strongest bets in the country. A place where appreciation isn't just possible, it's predictable. And now, let's shift to a completely different kind of boom. Because what's happening in Ohio is something the U.S. hasn't seen in decades. Columbus is becoming something nobody expected. America's newest tech and manufacturing superpower. Imagine this, multi-billion-dollar chip factories rising out of former farmland, supply chain companies racing to build facilities nearby, roads being expanded, new schools planned, entire neighborhoods being designed because the population can't stop growing. This is the kind of transformation that doesn't happen quietly. You don't bring in semiconductor plants, defense manufacturing, and high-skilled tech jobs without reshaping an entire region. And when thousands of high-skilled workers arrive, they all need the same thing: housing. Rentals, starter homes, townhomes, family homes. Everything tightens, everything becomes competitive, and the people who bought early, they win big. This isn't hype. This is the Midwest's biggest transformation in decades, and investors who act now position themselves ahead of the appreciation curve, not behind it. The people who understand job-driven growth are already watching Columbus like a hawk. But growth isn't just about jobs. Sometimes it's about lifestyle, charm, and the feeling a city gives you the moment you step into it. Greenville isn't just growing, it's pulling people in. And once they visit, they don't leave. You get a city with global manufacturers, sure, but you also get a downtown that feels like a movie set. Walkable streets, art, food, green spaces, safe neighborhoods, trails, restaurants. It's not just a place to work, it's a place to live. And investors underestimate lifestyle-driven migration. When a city makes people feel something, when they fall in love with the downtown, the scenery, the culture, that's when you get long-term demand. Demand that doesn't crash when the market cools. People move to Greenville for jobs, but they stay for quality of life. And that's the kind of growth that keeps a market strong through the ups and downs. Greenville is a boom town built on balance, and that's why investors love it. So here's what you need to remember. Huntsville for tech and defense, Columbus for next-generation manufacturing, Greenville for lifestyle and long-term appeal. If you want to play it smart, watch job announcements, track new construction permits, and talk to local agents about absorption rates. Those 3 clues alone can tell you exactly where a market is going. The biggest wins always go to the people who act before everyone else sees the trend. That's how you get ahead of a boom, not after it hits. Tell me in the comments, which city do you want a deep dive on next? Huntsville, Columbus, or Greenville?
This was Property Pulse America, bringing you only the real facts in real estate.